All right, it is 10 o'clock. Let's get started this morning. Thank you guys for joining me in person. Hope you're getting some breakfast. Dawn Campos and Antros Howell are brought the breakfast for us. They've got a class for us here in a little while called Perfecting Your Elevator Speech. So we'll let her do her thing in a minute. And Kayla East is going to jump in just a minute and do a little something. If she sends it to me an email, which I'm waiting on, and then I'll pop it up. Let me get this pulled up so this actually works. And all right, so got a clicker. Look, I got a clicker.
That's awesome.
There we go.
All right, big time. $12 on Amazon. Next week we've got breakfast with Walden Ruby at 9:45. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Don't forget party on the patio. Anything you want to say about party on the patio? September 15th.
Let me think. I think I had a schedule, honestly. Like, there's not much to do. All the sponsors are accounted for, all payments are accounted for, tables are rented, lights and poles are done. We're waiting to confirm with the musician. We need to stop by the tattoo artist here, but she's in Southside, so that's not a big deal, and just kind of go over that.
Mm-hmm. What's his name? The musician, Dusty Motes?
Dusty Motes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I just think if you're participating, we kind of tell you like to invite your 10 advocate clients, because we allocate for about 100 guests, and then we've got about 25 people, like as far as sponsors and things like that. We'll have street tacos, there that evening. I think it's 3 tacos per person. It's like chicken and carne asada, I believe. And then we'll have a couple cocktails, beer and water.
Okay, cool.
And then it's the event rights. Is that live?
That I think we got the kinks worked out because we were trying to resize the image. But yeah, I think we should have that out and going. So we'll send that link out. You can send it out to your clients. Like an RSVP, but if you're kind of limited to your top 10, that would be fantastic.
Okay, very good. September 25th, we have our town hall coming up. Of course, we won't decide where that's going to be until the 24th. So that's the way it works. So 23rd, actually, Jimmy and I, the leadership team will decide where we're going for town hall. I'll try to get it done next week so I can do it. If your license is renewing September, October, November, please get it done early. Trek is still going to roll out their new realm system. They're still in test. I'm seeing some back-end messages on that. New thing coming to the MLS is Rental Beast. They're having training on this through Netris, and it's a complete rental MLS. But so you'll be able to do rentals. They said they have access to 40,000 or 25,000 exclusive lease listings. If you run leases, or if you lease listings, then this might be something that you would want to do. I think it's coming in early September. They're doing like training once a month, and it's usually on a Wednesday at 10 a.m. So
does
So
that
we're there,
include
right?
houses, or we start to include like apartments?
I don't have any idea. It says 25,000 exclusive listings. That's all I know.
Okay.
So that's coming. September 1st, next week, you will no longer need the flood addendum with a temporary residential lease, buyer or seller temporary residential lease. If you list something or lease something this week, we have to have the flood disclosure. But next week we will not. So Victoria is very well aware of the date. But on September the 1st, no longer we will need the flood addendum. Updated showing rules. So I'm going to hit this. So this is something I hope you guys will at least go back and look at. This is new from Metrotex and Greater Fort Worth. Just September is Realtor Safety Month. So every morning you're going to get a really nice little graphic from Brian about something to do safety wise, just like we did last year. Your safety is of the utmost importance to us. We've talked about safe words here in the office. If you ever call me or Jenny and say, hey, can you get the red file off my desk? That means for us to contact your significant other that there's a problem. Maybe they can locate you. I don't want to know your location.
I sent you my Life 360.
Don't have me Life 360, please.
Find my friends.
But that's the reason that we've asked for a significant other contact, just so we have a record of it. We can get to it quick. We can alert them. So if you ever tell me that you need the yellow file, red file, blue file off your desk, I know what you're telling me. That's the way it works. So this is also January 1st goes into effect where you don't have to have a buyer representation agreement to show a single house. But there are rules to that.
Okay.
You can't give them advice. January the 1st of 2026, you don't even have to have a single page buyer rep 1501,
If you show them one property.
one property.
Oh, if you show 4.
That would be, you need a buyer rep for that. But a single property showing will not be required as of January 1st. So they're basically leaving it up to everybody individually to get this done. If you're going to do it that way. So for instance, if somebody calls you up a Zillow listing and you want to run out and show them the house, you can tell them the facts about the house, but you can give them no advice. How do you do that?
You're presenting them as a customer, not a client.
Correct. So we're kind of going back to what we were before the
Well, so we kind of like basically wasted $1 billion for that.
Right, exactly. And this is like being courteous, we're going to start running into situations as the rates come down where you'll be at the house with another realtor, and it's about courteous, being safe and courteous. If somebody's in the house, hey, we're going to go to this side of the house, or we're going to look upstairs and, show at the same time, just being smart about that. Okay, let's talk about the market, because this is always important. Some big things have kind of moved around a little bit. This is the 4-week running average from August the 5th through now. Listings are down almost 1,000. Well, no, since a month ago, they're down about 300. But I think it's interesting to look at, and you're going to see my pointer. It looks good over here from over here. You can't see it. But I think it's interesting to look at the number of actives in all of the counties. They've come down slightly this last week, except for Wise County, which went up 1%. The builders have increased a little bit of their listings, but then look at the price decreases right here. They're went up since last week, which last week they were down. So people maybe, and it's hard to gauge this because you don't know the exact house. But think about it in terms of last week, there were a bunch of people that didn't or that did reduce, and this week there's not as many. So could just be seasonal. Now that school's back in session, everybody's got their new routine, so we may start seeing more of that trend going on. This is Clarissa's view, so you can just see the market.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I put her picture on there, and that's going to stay there for the moment. So you can look at your particular county that you like. Here's the 5-county combined, and then this is the full MLS market watch. So that's everything. That's 49,000 houses worth of data right here. And we've seen 5,129 price decreases in the last 7 days out of 50,000 houses. So that's 10% of the market.
Well, I made one this morning.
Okay. So let's talk about the national. Existing home sales up 2% in July, showing the first annual gain since January. Flat prices giving buyers the best affordability in 5 years. That's according to NAR. Housing starts jumped 5% in July, fastest in 5 months, 13% year over year. Completions rose 6%. Permits dipped slightly. Lender outlook. Fannie Mae survey shows more executives see the economy on track, focusing on faster, streamlined loan processing. Easy takeaway. Buyers have more opportunity, builders are active, and lenders are optimistic. We'll talk about the rates here in a minute. Stock market, Fed rally sparks optimism. The Chairman Powell's Jackson Hole remarks boosted the probability of a September rate cut to between 84% to 91%. 2 of the 3 major indices rose for the week, fueled by hopes for rate easing and Powell's message that tariff-induced inflation may not persist. And then strong Q2 earnings for major retailers and expanding global U.S. manufacturing point to a consumer and economy still holding firm. So here's what's coming up. This week, we're looking at new home sales expected to rise for July. Pending home sales rebounding positively. Case-Shiller Index shows price growth slowing in June. Let that sink in. Price growth slowing in June. So where houses have been appreciating quickly for the last 5 years, it slowed down in June, which was completely normal as we're seeing more houses decrease in price. The PCE, the Fed's key gauge, projected to show inflation staying in check. All of those things lead us to believe that there will be a Fed rate cut in September. But if you look at the rates, they're already baked in.
Yeah.
The lenders, as soon as Powell said what he said on Monday, all the rates dropped and you can see it dropped 0.8 of a point on the 30-year FHA. So we're down to 6.10, 6.10. I know it needs to be below 6. Buffini said last week in his market update that if the rate gets down to where buyers will actually pull the trigger, that there are 5.5 million households that need housing, which will result in 550,000 transactions nationwide. So that's the wave that we've been talking about for a couple of years. It's coming, but it depends on the FHA rate and that 30-year fixed 6.52, which that's still not bad. That's a completely normal rate that everybody should be talking about. I don't see what here is. Okay. Everyone experiences failure. Successful people treat failure as a stepping stone to success, analyzing what went wrong, learning a lesson, adjusting their strategy, and trying again. We're willing to learn, pivot, adapt, and persevere. That's one of our core values is we adapt quickly, we pivot quickly. Did you know mortgage applications for new home purchases rose 7% in July and are up almost 7% from a year ago, which that's a stat we talked about last week. New homes are actually more affordable per square foot than pre-owned homes nationwide. That happened last week. That's the first time it's happened in like 20 years. The new homes are more affordable per square foot than pre-owned. During the month, about 62% of the builders offered some form of concession. Kayla? There she comes. Did you send me something?
I shared
I got
two
it.
things with you.
Okay.
Hey, gang.
You want to see the finish schedule first or the design?
The boards, please.
I'm sorry?
Boards, design boards.
Design boards.
The second.
Design selection. Okay.
Beautiful.
All right. We
Uh,
share that.
Gotta keep it kind of like short and sweet today. Last time I was here, for those that were here, you remember we were talking about floor plans and like the design deliverables that are included with that. So today we're gonna go on the opposite spectrum and talk about the design deliverables, meaning the selections that we make and what we give clients after they've completed their process with us. So this is just an example of our final design boards. This is for a whole house, so there's a ton of slides in here, and it is just every single space, what we've selected, what it looks like, where it's going, and kind of like an overview of that. So it's not like giving you the exact sconce name or like where that door is from, but it's showing you the door we picked and the sconce we picked. And you can just scroll through quickly and we'll spend most of our, is this all the same board? Okay, no, spend most of our time on the other document, but you can just kind of see it goes room by room. We've got the paint colors of each space, the floors, any hardware, accessories, lighting, plumbing, tile, all of the things just kind of like nicely laid out in an easy to understand fashion. And then the document that is really like our bread and butter Bible is our finish schedule,
Which is the other document?
yeah, which is the other document I shared. And it kind of, it correlates exactly to these boards. So this is like the pretty, let's look at it, get the feel for what we're talking about. And this is like the meat and potatoes. Like this is where all of the information is going to be. It is a hefty document. It takes multiple hours to put together. Everything is linked. Everything has a photo, everything has notes. So like the paint, it tells you what paint it is, what sheen it is, where it goes. The tile tells you how to lay it, what's the grout color, where does it get applied to. It has all of the hardware, all of the plumbing, down to the valves that go in the wall. It has the drain that goes in the floor, your disposal, like every single thing you could pick out for your house or your space goes into this big old document. And that is what we execute off of. So this is like your pathway to success. This is what we give anyone. If you do construction with us or not, you get this information. That way you can take this, execute it yourself. You could take it to a different contractor and they could just go, great, I know where to do that. I know where to get that. I'll order that right now and they can execute it as well. So this is not just a 6 Ave Homes internal document. This is given to every single client that does design services with us. Obviously, it might not be as massive if we're only doing a bathroom or a kitchen instead of like a whole home. But yeah, these two documents, the finish schedule and the design boards, are what you will receive at the end of our services, and they are the pathway to success. This is what our contractors and PMs go off of. We mark it off. I will say now it is a little bit different. This is a little older one, but I didn't have a completed like nice one to show you because we're working on so many.
Fields are on it.
Well, like I said, this is a little bit of a different layout.
How many what?
Like,
Rows?
yeah.
426.
For this project, yeah. But we also, one of our PMs actually created a new version of this for us and allows it, this is filterable, but it allows it to be even more filterable. So like if the PMs are on site and they're like, I need to order all my tile, they can filter through tile and you can see all the tile in the project. We also go through, you can see some things are like blue. That means that they've been ordered. So we also have a new drop down where it says ordered. It's here, it's at the office, it's at the job site, it's in delivery, it needs to be returned. So everyone on the team kind of like uses this document to make sure we're remembering things correctly, because like I said last time, you go on projects. That's a lot of things to keep straight. So this helps with that, helps us to know, okay, these things have been ordered by either the design team or the PM. So we know that that's on its way or here. Lets us know if something's, you know, not selected. So I don't know if there's any on this particular one, but sometimes one of the line items will be like yellow and that'll be, oh, we still need to select that. What are we doing? Or it will say like provided by the client. So this is really, I mean, over and over and over, this is the most important document out of pretty much everything that we create. And like I said, we give it to everyone. So regardless of if it's a small bathroom remodel or a whole home new build, you're going to get a version of this and it's yours to keep. You can do whatever you want with it. That's what you pay for.
I also think that's the best reason to show someone, here's why you should hire a designer.
Oh my God.
That's 498
So
questions and choices you have to make.
absolutely.
Like, especially people that have like normal jobs and they're busy, like, how do you do whatever you want? You don't realize how much.
We actually have a couple of projects going right now that we did not do plans or design on, and our PMs are dying. They are like, the clients are like, oh, we can do it. We don't need design, which maybe you can, and that's cool, power to you. But we're like, okay, you can do it. Here's the document you have to fill out before we can start. And then they're like, oh, okay, I'll do that. And then we start and they're like, oh, I didn't do that thing. And now we're calling, what's the tile? What's the layout? What's the grout color? And they're like, you know, it's very overwhelming. And so, yeah, that is definitely something like we have seen quite a bit of clients saying, oh, I can do it. And then we'll send them this document of like, okay, go ahead, please do it. We're busy, go ahead. And then they're like, oh, maybe not. Maybe I don't want to do this. So, any questions about this? I'm trying to be quick, so if I miss something, please feel free to
7
call
minutes.
me out.
Questions for Kayla? No?
Cool.
Kayla, thank you so much for sharing that. That
Absolutely.
is super cool. I'm going to jump back over to this one real quick and just
Yeah, this is the prettier version that's less anxiety inducing.
looking at a spreadsheet like that gives me anxiety.
Yes, absolutely.
Maybe.
Absolutely, yeah. And like these are all, as you can assume, like clips and snapshots from the construction or permit set. So it kind of combines both floor plans and design into like one document essentially. And again, that's just like the visual pretty. We'll actually print these out and like take them onto the wall in certain houses. So like each room will have its own board. That way the contractors there kind of know like, oh, this is the color of this room or something. So these do come in handy, but they are definitely more of like a visual representation opposed to something that you would execute off of.
Very nice. Thank you, Kayla, for sharing. I appreciate
Absolutely.
you so much.
Sure thing.
All right.
Ta-ta.
Bye-bye. Let me get here and change back to my next presentation. Okay, so I would like everybody to welcome Dawn and Mona, correct? I did good. Okay. Let me put this in that. Now we're good. All right, so I'm going to give you the clicker, and then you can page through your stuff. Just that gets you to the next slide.
Perfect.
Okay.
I love it.
And you guys, this is Dawn and Mona.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you for breakfast, by the way.
You're welcome. If you haven't grabbed some, you should grab some. All right, I'm Dawn, as
as I was already introduced. And when Brian and I connected about today, I actually was the owner operator of a title company. And since then, I have moved to an underwriter. So does everybody know that title has an underwriter? Yes. Y'all are ahead of the curve because I've talked to a lot of my agents when I made the transition, and they've been doing it for 20 plus years, and none of them knew that. They're like, you mean like at a lender? And I'm like at a title. So when you get a title commitment and you gave your contract a designated title and you get a title commitment, does it say designated title? What does it say?
Not that name.
Does it say
After today, what does it say?
Does it say like First American or Stewart or
The big underwriter.
Old Republic or Chicago? That's your underwriter. That's how you know whatever title company you took your contract and put your earnest money, their name is not going to be on the title commitment because the people insuring are the underwriter. So that's a little nugget for you
And
today.
they're only like a handful of them, right?
In Texas, right, that used to be a very true statement, but as everything else in Texas, we are growing. So I looked it up actually last week, and there's 18 of them.
But still, that's not
Sure,
compared to how many
absolutely,
companies there are.
absolutely. There are 5 million title companies, but yes, only him. And some of them are very specific, like Ave Homes has their own underwriter. Highland Home, you know what I mean? Like they have their own underwriters. So you're not going to see them on your commitment unless you're buying with Pulte. So what I did is I brought her. So Mona is with designated title. Mona, do you want to introduce yourself first?
Absolutely. So good morning, everybody. I'm Mona with designated title, and I broke the cardinal rule of being out with agents. I left my name tag laying on the vanity this morning. I had to take my husband to the airport, and so my whole routine was out. But I do have cards that I'll leave with you. So we are a full service title company, and we started about 10 years ago. We're going to celebrate our 10th anniversary next March. We have local decision makers, myself and Ben Yates, who's the president of the company. We make local decisions. We underwrite with a variety of underwriters, as you were mentioning, but we are here to help agents, and we do a lot of training like Dawn is doing today, so we're available for that. And I will share a story with you. I went to Denison last night to close a 93-year-old client that couldn't get on to do a remote online notary. And so we sort of pride ourselves and we'll go anywhere, anytime to get the job done. And I'm going back up in that area of the world this afternoon to close somebody at a piece of vacant land. And I was telling him I closed a transaction on the tailgate of a pickup truck with 50 pounds of hog feed in a Buc-ee's parking lot. So if you don't believe we'll go anywhere, we'll go anywhere. So we don't do that every day, thank goodness. But we do a couple of other things like the remote online notarizations. That's becoming more critical, especially since COVID. Everybody kind of got used to doing those things remotely, and we have almost everybody on my team is certified to do those kinds of closings. We involve the agent in that, so that's important because that gives you the last touch at the closing, even if it's virtual. So I'll be here for a few minutes. I've got a nice little giveaway. So
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna say. If everybody wants to give Mona a card, we'll have Brian draw a name and she's got a giveaway for that. And then Brian had mentioned that you guys have been talking about your elevator speech. Yes,
See
no,
how well I did.
yes, no. Oh, on your elevator speech. Oh, got it. Okay, so the first thing about an elevator speech, actually, I was going to say is something that Mona mentioned. She does not have her name tag on. I was at the Collin County Realtor Association Expo a couple months ago, and I had this lady come up to me, and she is a very well-known realtor and has been doing it for a very, very probably longer than I've been alive. And she said to me, I didn't have my name tag on that day, and she said, "Where's your name tag?" And I said, "Oh, yeah, I don't know, probably in my purse." And she goes, "I have gotten more deals by having my name tag on in my day-to-day life than any other referral source." So if you don't,
Grocery store.
yes, that's right. She wears it. She said, if I put my face on, I put my makeup on, or my tie. Not that you put your face on. So it's a conversation starter, right? So then if you have your name tag on, then the next step is an elevator speech, because when they say, oh, you're a realtor, like, what do you say? Like, what's your next step? Does anybody in here already have their elevator speech that they're proud of? I see a lot of hands going up.
Like if somebody asked me if I was a realtor,
Well, if they see your name tag and they say, oh, what do you do?
well, I'm one of those that does not wear. So
I cheated. I knew what I was teaching on. Yeah.
no, I mean, I get the question a lot. Oh, you're a realtor. So I mean, generally it's like, well, how's the market?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, general. I don't know that I have a perfect speech.
That's good. Because how many realtors are there out there?
Too many.
There's a bunch of you right here. So how do you make your elevator speech a little bit different than anybody else's? Have you thought about that? Do you know? No, maybe. I'm going to pass these out because this is actually, we're going to start working on some things. I'm going to go that way and that way if you will. If you don't have pens, oh, there's a ton in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
I know they're readers. Homework.
So you only get how many chances to make a good first impression? Okay. So let's work on how do we make the most of that one chance. And we've kind of made it pretty similar. So it's pretty simple. So there's a formula. And what they do is they say, you know how X, well, I, Y, in fact, Z, and then a call to action. See, that's kind of right there in the middle. So that's the formula that we're going to be using to do our elevator speech. Now, what does that mean? So that sounds like algebra. It gave me a little bit of the heebie-jeebies when I was writing that out. So X is a problem or a pain point. You mentioned one, which was the market, right? People asked about the market. So that could be the problem or the pain point. And then Y is your answer or solution. Z is your proof or distinguisher. And then the pivot is your call to action. Right? So we're making it pretty simple. Let's get some examples. So what is the X? You look on the side here. You know how hard it is to sell a home in this market? Then I'm just going to follow that same train of thought through the whole process. So you know how hard it is to sell a home in this market? Well, I have a proven system to make sellers' homes stand out in the market. In fact, we successfully helped 15 sellers this year. Do you keep an eye on the market in your area? So that's kind of, you're putting it back on them. You're telling them, hey, this is what I do. Also, I've done 15 of them this year, right? So I know what I'm doing, right? That's what you're saying. And then you're asking them, do you keep an eye on it? Because then if they say no, what are you going to do then? What's your next step? Would you like to?
Right.
Because you don't want to leave that conversation without information, right? Any questions on that? How long should your elevator speech be? How long does the person standing in line with you at the grocery store that asked you about the market, how long do you have with them?
I would say no more than 30 seconds.
30 to 60 seconds. So I was talking to my son as I was driving him to school this morning about what I was doing today. And he said, why is it called an elevator speech, Mom? We're rarely in elevators, you know? And I said, well, because it's a defined period of time, right? If you think about, you walk in an elevator with someone, how long do you have in that elevator to say, this is who I am, this is what I do, right? So it's just a defined period of time. Okay, so if we think about that, then on your page, we have the X, the Y, the Z, and I'll go back to that slide in a minute so you can remember what's what. But I would like you to start thinking about what makes you different, right? There's a bunch of you in the room. You're not all the same, right? So what do you market as you? What makes you you? And whatever that is, that should be somewhere in your elevator speech, somehow. And sometimes that's hard, but you should definitely put a differentiator in there. And then what areas do you focus on? Sometimes people will say, I work in Parker County, right? Because they're really proud of that, and that's kind of their stomping grounds, and they're building and farming that market. So they're going to focus on a particular area. My elevator speech says that I focus on cultural multi-languages, because I speak a couple different languages and I give classes in different languages. So I tell them that, right? So every one of us has a little bit of an area that we focus on. Maybe we focus on musicians. I don't know. What is it? What is it that makes you different? So think about that. Yep. If you could do it all, I mean, we all do it all. It's true. But focus on one area. What do you prefer? And your pitch is to focus on that thing that is your strength and preference, right? Because that's the other thing that realtors, we love to say we do it all, right? Someone will say, oh, you live in Fort Worth? Well, is that where you sell? Well, no, I sell everywhere. Because you don't want to, like, if you're talking to someone, you don't know where they live, so maybe they live in Sherman, and you don't want to not say Grayson County, right? So we want to say we do it all. Well, in your pitch, it's your chance to say, I'm an expert at this, even though I do all of that. So don't focus on all. Focus on your differentiator and then what your focus is, what that one thing is. Does that make any sense? Maybe? Okay. And then knowing your speech, right? So don't memorize it. Why do you think I say that?
Don't sound like a robot.
And very impersonal.
No AI sounding
No ChatGPT.
no ChatGPT. I mean, you can, right, to get a good base. I'll admit that I did a lot of ChatGPT when I was playing with this to find my own. And then I made it my own. Like I started with that because they have good ideas and my brain was dead and I needed ideas, right? But don't memorize it so that it comes out sounding like a robot, right? Because you want the person that you have 30 seconds with to connect to you. You want them to look you in the eye, you want to connect, you want them to remember who you are. Yeah. And then make sure that you adopt it for different contents, right? We just talked about counties. So if you are in Sherman, I'll just say Grayson County, right? Because what are the odds that the person in front of you is from Tarrant County or Grayson County? Probably a lot higher of Grayson, right? So kind of make sure that you can adapt that. And then don't just practice and focus on your words. Remember your tone, your body language, like how you're coming across. A lot of times, especially at the beginning, we're going to be nervous, right? So the more we practice, the less nervous we kind of seem, and the less. Sometimes people will see our nervousness as that we don't know what we're doing. And we know what we're doing. We know how to sell real estate. We just are nervous about talking to this person and trying out our elevator speech, right? So practice makes perfect, like your mom and dad probably told you. All right, so now we're going to do it. So you guys have that piece of paper in front of you, and I'm going to go back to the little formula that tells you your Y, your Z, and your X. And we're going to make it kind of fun. So I want you all to work on it. And then I have got a prize. We're all going to share our elevator speeches.
Oh my.
And then there's going to be a vote. And Ryan's probably going to vote. And inside, I've got Starbucks gift cards. So the goal is whoever wins is going to take these and you're going to buy someone a cup of coffee. You're going to buy yourself and someone a cup of coffee. And you're going to give them your speech. You're going to leave here with your speech done and with a tool to do it the first time. Okay? Go.
We're gonna like one
Well, you're going to do it. Work on it first. Yeah. Work on it. Work on it.
I'm already going to ChatGPT.
Lots of pens right there in the middle. So you're a realtor, so that's a good place to start. We all know we're realtors. So what problem do you solve? Are you a first-time? Do you focus on first-time homeowners? Do you focus on new families? Do you focus on senior relocation? Do you farm and ranch?
I will tell you like a focal point. I don't know if I say it in an elevator speech, but it's sort of, I would say a strength of mine as an agent is kind of being the welcoming committee. Like when people move to Texas, I've always done a lot of people moving from Jersey or California or wherever, Pennsylvania. And that's kind of what I'm like, I really enjoy like helping people get settled here, not just the house.
So that should be your X. It should be, you know how in the last couple, and not verbatim, but you know how in the last couple of years, we've seen all these people move in from other states. I help them find a home, a house, but then I also find a home. Like I help them integrate into our community and show them the Texas way or whatever back. That should be a starting point for you. That's a good one.
I'm gonna come up. We have to have biography already.
And then in there, you're gonna want to tell them a proof or a distinguisher, right? So, and in the last 2 years, I've helped 30 families do that, or whatever made up number you want in here. They're not gonna check the stats. They don't have access to MLS, so. What's your focus? We've got one focus. Anybody else have a focus?
First time buyers.
First time
Yeah.
handle? Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
good, absolutely.
30, I think what's the average age of first time buyer right now is like 36 or something like that.
Yeah.
So, and I'm 31, so a lot of my spheres in the 30s.
Yeah, so that second one right there is a good way to start. See it?
Yes.
You know how challenging it can be to navigate the first time home buyer process.
Mhm.
And I love that you know the age. So, and I would say that, you know, how hard it is. And the average homeowner is blah, 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 and I'm blah, blah, blah. And that's a
Something like that.
distinguisher, like they'll remember, oh, he's 31 years old or whatever you said, right? I like that.
Start.
It is a good start.
What's gonna happen?
Nothing?
I just got my license, so I'm just kind of, I don't even have a brokerage yet. I'm just kind of observing.
Observing. What, you need an elevator speech? What if someone asks you, now, what do you do?
Can you pitch it before you even do it?
Yeah, but I've never even been on the grounds yet, so
So when someone asks you today, what do you do? What's your answer?
I'm learning about this.
There you go.
And they got any first shots.
100%.
Because why? Why are you in real estate? Why are you sitting here today? What brought you here?
Oh,
To help.
people find that, I mean, it's one of the biggest purchases they've ever made, so it's
There you go. See?
What did you do before?
mom likeness,
Okay, so CEO of the home,
basically.
great organizational skills, knowledge of the area. I mean,
That's
there's all
right.
kinds of things you can draw on from your previous work
Right.
too.
Help people find the right
Yeah.
space for their
School
kids. help
district,
people-
yeah,
Yeah.
anything.
That's hard to do.
Mhm. But as you find your brokerage and your place, like these are things to be thinking about, right? Because you're gonna want to say, hey, I'm different. This is why. You can get a good call to action in there, that's always awesome, because then you leave Walmart or Starbucks with a number, right? A call. I'm not great at the call to action. That's my area of improvement. I don't ask. You done? Finito? Perfect?
No.
Ready to compete?
You can always improve, right?
100%. I've heard realtors are competitive, so I just figured that, I just figured if there's a contest and
I'm not competitive.
are you lying?
I'm lying. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm very glad that I'm across the room in case the lightning strikes. I'm in the safe zone. Sorry for you, but
I wear Holly out of it. We have to win. She's like, do we?
she's competitive, so. But maybe not as much as you.
She pretends like, I'm gonna tell you something. I know her. She's really,
She's competitive.
she's just quiet about
So have you passed your? Congrats, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
A
Congratulations.
lot of hours of studying. Did you do it online or in person? It's a lot with mommy at the same time. What are the age group?
I just have one, she's 17.
13. Ooh, that's a lot. Yes, sorry. You need that Starbucks, are you sure you don't do it?
I'm not gonna take away from you. No, yeah, she's 15, so fun.
Yeah.
Usually about 13 there, 13 going on 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just talked to somebody yesterday who said that very thing.
And girls are,
Especially.
She's not that sassy yet, so
oh, good, good for
it's
you.
okay so far.
My niece is good at 9.
Yes.
Not
Yes,
sassy
yes,
yet.
yes.
I have a 15 years old, so
Yeah,
it's coming.
just wait, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
Wait for it.
I just got a notification from school, she's going to detention, so.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it's for using the phone, second time.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a big news.
Yep.
That's a long time, I'm sure. Sweet. Just get started.
Teachers are pretty excited about it. I have a lot of teacher friends and they're excited. They're excited for the difference it's gonna make in the kids' lives.
Right.
And their own. But. Done with yours?
I'm just the admin of the transaction.
You need, I mean, get the same question, what do you do?
How would you get your service?
Yeah. So not good. No such thing as just the transaction coordinator.
So are you the one in the elevator that looks down so that nobody
Basically,
asks you a
yeah.
question?
Victoria, you have to do.
I'm like that awkward person, like.
So this is a chance to be less awkward, to think through it.
You're pitching to use your service. You're overwhelmed, you're too busy,
Right?
stressful to know if you did everything right. I'm here to make sure you did it right.
I am here to tell you, you forgot to initial page
That's right.
7 of the contract.
You're getting sued, I'll save you millions of dollars.
Yeah. Your problem is, you know how salespeople are all over the place. I help you focus.
And then your call to action is who do you use for your transaction?
That's right, that's right, that's right.
You don't use
You don't have it? Well, here's my card.
Oh. Trust me, you're making mistakes.
Yes, this is very true. All right, I'll give you 2 more minutes.
Do you always start with a question or a statement?
I start with a statement.
Because
You know
you're
how
being-
it's so hard to sell homes in this
Yeah.
market?
because
And
you're
that's a
being asked
question, do you know?
Yeah, sure.
That's what I'm
But you're
asking.
being asked a question. You're being asked, how's the market?
Mhm.
That's the normal question.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a realtor? How's the market?
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Awesome.
Okay, while you're finishing up, Brian, what's your pitch? You're not in the running, but
What's my pitch?
Mhm.
I usually say, okay, so ask the question.
I'm Dawn.
I'm Brian.
Nice to meet you. What do you do?
I'm a real estate broker.
Oh, that's really cool. How's the market?
The market is really interesting right now. There's a lot of opportunities for buyers, depending on what areas you're looking in. There's also a lot of opportunities for sellers, depending on what area you're in. Are you in the housing market? Do you watch Zillow? Do you look at stuff?
Yeah, I like Zillow a lot. I'm not in the market, but my friend Mona is. Can I have your card?
Oh, absolutely.
It's only those ladies.
If only you could have people queued up to
Are
say the right thing.
you watching, do you watch housing market? And then there's always a follow-up question is like, oh, you're watching Zillow? Hey, I've got a system that's so much better than Zillow where I can see all the things that you see in the background, the things that you like, and then I can custom build an MLS search for you where you can actually see the houses. You'll be notified by email, like as soon as they come on the market. And then I get a Girl Scout. And it's a touch point. That's all it is. But my thing is, you guys know I watch Tarrant County, so I know how many houses are for sale in Tarrant County every day.
It's good. Like pick a thing to be an expert about, right? Like be the best at that thing, whatever that thing is. I love that. Okay, so the one thing as a realtor, what's your job, by the way?
A lot of things.
Indeed, that's why I asked the question.
Chaos coordinator.
Oh, it's a good answer. Anybody else? What's your job? What are you selling? Can we agree that we all sell something?
Information.
Dreams and hopes.
Dreams and hopes. I love it.
Embrace
Great
that,
answer.
embrace that information.
Information. It's a great answer. You know what you're selling? You're selling you.
Yeah.
You know why? Because everybody in this room is selling information and dreams and hopes and homes and chaos coordination and all the things. So really you're selling yourself. That's right. You're selling the relationship. So when you think about that speech, think about how you is coming through that, right? What is it that's you, not everybody else, but you. In that regard, as you sell you, how many of you have been doing this longer than a year? Longer than 2 years? Keep your hand up. Longer than 5 years? And longer than 10 years? Longer than 15? Okay.
I'll up in 21.
Only 25.
I know, right?
So most everybody in the room has been doing it for a minute, except for the one that's literally been doing it a minute. Have you noticed that that you're asked to know everything? No?
Yes, definitely.
Your clients don't ask you about a podiatrist in Saginaw?
Actually, I just got a text 2 weeks ago if I knew who I would recommend as a plastic surgeon. And I'm like, well, I haven't had any work done, but let me ask you for it.
There's no point. You're asked to know all things, right? Real estate related or not. Do you know all things?
No, but I know someone like.
That's right. That's the right answer. 100% of the time. Your job as a realtor, honestly, besides selling yourself, is directing traffic, right? Like your appraiser, inspector. So, and when I tell new people the most important thing to do when they become a realtor, it's used to be, I would say, have a strong Rolodex, but then they would look at me like blank because it's a Rolodex because I'm old. Have a good contact list, right? So you need to be able to phone a friend on all the things you're directing. And Mona is going to give you her card right now. Right? Because I'm directing traffic. Because how many of you know that your client is going to call you and ask you, can I have chickens in North Star and Haslett? And you're going to go,
But I know who to
I
ask.
don't know. But I know who to ask, right? Give me 5 minutes. And you're going to call a title person or you're going to text them and you're going to say, I need help. Because you know that's how people get help.
Did you have to fix that question?
No. I know the answer to that question, but that's because I live in North Star.
And you have, I don't think you can.
You cannot in North Star.
I was thinking you might be able to have hints, but
You can on the Little Spring Ranch, which is right adjacent to that. You cannot.
how
So-
many states are there?
And there are certain neighborhoods where you can have like a certain number of chickens. You can have one
That's
rooster
correct.
and 2 chickens,
That's
but not
correct.
2 roosters and 4 chickens. So
That is correct. And so I got a call actually yesterday, and this family wanted to buy a house, and then they wanted to build a house on the lot for their son. Okay. And they were about to they had actually put an offer in and signed a contract, thank goodness, on a particular house. And they had the thought that maybe they couldn't do that on that house, so maybe they should ask before they signed the contract. So if you get those questions, call somebody, right? If you don't have somebody, now you do, call and ask the question. I don't know if you know this, but much like in real estate, title companies, we're going to answer and help the majority of us. Some of us are jerks, I will admit to that, but the majority of us are not. And we're going to answer the question even if it's not our deal, right? Because we sell the same thing you sell. And the other thing that you said earlier, do you remember? Relationship, right? Ourselves and a relationship. So eventually you're going to ask me enough questions and we're going to do a deal together eventually. Like there's, you know what I mean? And so that's how title and realtors and lender, like that's how we do our businesses. We build relationships. So now you have a phone a friend. you're already a step ahead. You have a phone friend and title. Okay, let's have it. Who wants to go first? Brian, you're grading, so.
Okay, I'll come in here. So I can grade.
Going first, come on.
Got it all figured out. I guess.
Do I? Who are we elevator speaking to?
Me,
Brian.
Tasha,
So
how's the
we,
market?
hey, wait, 5 minutes. Now, I was sort of following with like you're moving to the area, so.
Okay. Tasha, I just moved to the area. How's the market?
Dang it, you're
Don't say
still.
how's market, just say how's moving here. What do you do?
What do you
I'm gonna say, hi, I'm Tasha,
Hi, I'm Brian.
and I'm gonna say, are you moving to Texas?
I'm thinking about it. Yes, I am.
Fantastic. I sold real estate the last 13 years in Dallas Fort Worth, and I love to help people find the right community and the right house in DFW because it's a big place. And I moved here 20 years ago, and I have made it home. Do you want me to help you?
Okay, that's good. Andrew?
Yep.
How's the market?
That's what they do. Think of it in like,
So that goes well with what I have to say.
but normally it's like you're meeting someone.
Okay, so
So what do you do for a living?
what do you do for a living?
I'm real estate.
Oh, very cool. How's the market?
Do you know, do you know how hard it is for millennials to buy a home in this market?
Oh, no, I don't.
The first time buyer today is averaging at 36 years old, and I help simplify the process for first time buyers. And the market for prices and rates are relatively high. I'm actually a millennial myself, and I've helped 7 people under the age of 36 buy a home this year. Well, my sphere is mostly millennials. I help all buyers and sellers with their real estate needs. So if you know anyone looking to buy or sell, I'm happy to help them out.
Nice.
Are you looking to buy anytime soon?
There you go.
I think you might be too old.
I'm out of that demographic.
Well, that's why I said why the most of the millennials I help all buyers. and sellers. Actually,
How you doing? I'm Brian.
Hey, Brian, I'm Greg.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a real estate agent.
Oh, very cool. How's the market?
The market is tough right now, but you know how hard it is to find the perfect area for your family?
Yes.
So I'm very familiar with all the great neighborhoods in Fort Worth. In fact, I've helped multiple families find the perfect space this year. And then I didn't have a call to action. I didn't have to fit order.
Okay. Good. Gabby? Hi, I'm Brian.
Hi, Brian. I'm Gabby.
Nice to meet you. What do you do for a living?
I'm a realtor.
Oh, really?
Welcome to our community.
Thank you so much. So tell me, how's the market? I'm thinking about buying a house.
The market is very challenging right now, but do you know how long it takes to sell or buy a home in our community?
No, I don't.
Understanding the difference of the different areas and the different neighborhoods and what's set apart and what better or worse, help to set the right marketing. I reside in this area for 20 years and I sold about 30 homes. Do you know how your home, I mean, if we are buying different, but do you know how your home is different from the others?
Oh, no, I kind of watch stuff on Zillow and stuff. I mean, that's just kind of, I watch it, but I mean, you're the expert. You tell me.
I can help you.
Okay, great. That's good. All right. Hi, I'm Brian. Hey, I'm Brian. Do you spell it the right way or with a Y? Just kidding. That's a joke. It's a joke, dude. I think my mom says my name is spelled correctly. It is correct. It is correct. I just give people a hard time. It's totally. So, what do you do for a living, Brian? I'm a realtor. Oh, very cool. So, how's the market to you? How's your business?
Oh, business is great. There's a lot involved in the process, and it can be overwhelming at times to navigate the entire process from getting approved, finding a home, getting to that home. And so I'm also a retired teacher, so I know a lot about local school districts.
Oh, very, very nice. So you're an expert in the area.
I'm such an expert. Also, I'm a practicing real estate appraiser, and so if you're looking for a single family, condo, 20 acres, investors, whatever you're looking for, I can help you out.
Very cool. Well, I might have to give you a call then.
I would love that.
Perfect. Ray, you want to go? Okay. Hi, I'm Brian.
I am right.
Hi, Ray. What do you do for a living?
I'm a realtor. realtor.
Really? How's the market?
Oh, it's pretty good. It's not too bad. Are you looking to buy or you know somebody to buy or stuff?
Well, my wife and I have been talking about maybe selling our current home and moving out to, you know, the Sendero Ranch area.
Yeah,
No, I'm not.
I've been waiting for 14 years. That's a pretty good amount. Rough, I guess, so. People learn about market. We'll be buying Texas or somewhere else. So, I'd be glad to share information with you. You got the phone with you right now?
Oh, yeah.
I can text you additional information. Send you criteria for what you're looking for. Or go for it.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Awesome, awesome. So my call to action for you, is it Ben?
Right.
Ray. It's totally wrong. Is use the one Starbucks card that's in here for yourself and one to pay with someone behind you and get for your coach. Awesome.
Felt like Ray really had that.
Yeah.
The flow where he was hitting the call to action several times during his speech, where I was enticed. Not that you guys didn't, please understand. But can we thank Dawn and Mona, please? Thank you for the great class.
Can I say one thing that Dawn touched on when she said, what's the pain point? I always used to think about realtors and titles very much the same way when you think about it. We are big bear aspirants, right? We take care of people's pain. We figure out how to get a plumber, a plastic surgeon, if that's what they're asking for, right? But it's a good thing that they are calling you for those things, because guess what that means? That means they know you, like you, trust you, and they are reaching out to you for a resource. It means that they're going to stay in touch with you. You're doing the right thing to stay in touch with them. Title's the same way. We're here to serve you, like you said. Can you keep a chicken? Can you do whatever? Can we build a pool? Can we do this? So we're a resource for you, and Dawn's 100% right. We will answer questions even if it's not our deal. We want to work with you, but more importantly, we want to help realtors, and we want to help you get this right. You're a team. We're part of your team of resources. And so we just want to continue starting today to build that relationship with you and be a ready resource for you as well. So I've offices, 21 different offices across the Metroplex. So if you have clients that are looking in here, but they're working in Frisco, we can close them on their lunch hour in Frisco. They can drop off earnest money at any one of my 21 offices, and we can make all that work. So give me an opportunity to show you what we can do. And I have a drawing today.
I was going to say, yeah.
Don't look.
I'll let him look. The bag might be a giveaway.
Ray Johnson.
All right, this is gonna match your outfit, but it may not be your style, so you may have to give that to a girlfriend, wife, or whatever.
Or someone at the table.
There you go.
Thank you. Okay, very nice. Yes, thank you so much. I think that was
Thank y'all
beautiful.
for the opportunity.
That was awesome. I'll send you a follow-up email, and I don't have your email,
I'll
but
get it to her.
you'll get it to her? Okay, and then I'll get you a list of agents and stuff so you guys can reach out.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you all so much. Okay, so gonna go back to just what's coming up for the fall. So this is the last meeting of summer. Officially, meteorological fall starts Monday. So we are gonna start our fall schedule. So the point of what I'm building for this fall is I'm using a lot of the Buffini stuff that we've learned through 100 Days to Greatness and Pathway to Mastery. But what we're going to try to build this fall is a system that goes on your calendar that you do every week. That's the whole point. So you're going to get there's going to be 3 things that you need to do this week. And so you'll come on Wednesday, I'll give you those things, you'll put those on your calendar, and you'll start practicing those things as we move forward. So this is about time blocking. It's about getting deeper into relationship with the clients that you have, your sphere of influence. I just want us to finish really strong. Guys, right now we're at 209 closings, I believe is where we are, Victoria. We didn't hit 200 until the end of September last year. So we are ahead of schedule. And honestly, if we get 10 more for September, we will be at the end of what we were in October last year. We're ahead of schedule. I just want everybody here to really finish strong for you guys personally. All the we've got a lot of people that have capped. Congratulations to everybody that has capped. So this is literally, the fall is about you making money and deepening your relationship, growing your sphere, learning to do the things on a weekly basis that will make you money.
And I'm telling you, if you don't take Brian's idea about the little watercolor painting of someone's house and sending it to them in the mail, you should. Because I have the upgraded Chat GPT, and I took it and put like their name, like their last name and the year, and I started like I'm going back through my closings and saying, okay, who did I close in August, like forever ago? So I take like all the people I've moved into a house in August, so I sent them all like a little frame with their name, whatever. I'm telling you, like people like rave reviews, like I set up a dinner through it, I got another lead through it. I mean, people loved it.
You made it on ChatGPT.
Yeah, little watercolor.
Take the MLS picture,
Yeah.
put it into ChatGPT, tell ChatGPT, make this picture an artist version watercolor. And it'll spit it back out as a watercolor picture. Take it and you literally, if you put it in Google Photos, there's a place there you can buy it, send it to Walgreens, CVS. There's lots of places
Yeah, it's
in
like
Google.
42 cents.
And then I did 2 of them yesterday and it cost me 80 cents. Took me more gas to go to Walgreens than it did to buy the
Well, I
picture.
think the print that I got was from Walgreens. It's 42 cents. And then I found there's like white frames, black frames. I mean, if you want to do a wooden color, one would be more expensive. But, and they were like $1.99 at Walmart. The most expensive thing was mailing it for $6.
Yeah.
But it was a really like, honestly, if you took 4 or 5 people, it's $50 a month. They'll go out to eat one time.
Yep. It's so personal. Especially, so here's my philosophy on it. So if I sold them a house and this is their new home, I take a picture of that home and send it to them and say, I want you to have a keepsake of your new home. If somebody just sold and they moved, I send where the old MLS was, and I say, I want you to have a keepsake of the house that you lived in for 20 years. That's all it is. It's a 4x6 print. It's super simple. Like she said, it's less than $7 on every one of them. You can get envelopes for mailing on Amazon in bulk. You can buy the frames on Amazon in bulk. And literally, it's less than $10 a gift for these people. Go back through your sphere, all the houses that you closed, send them that picture. It's so powerful because you're thinking about them. And if you want to follow up with a voice text or something, like, hey, I love doing that from the post office when I'm walking away where they can see the post office behind me. I just walk away and say, hey, I just put something in the mail to you. I want to make sure that it gets to you. So please text me when you get my package, please. That's the voice text.
I used to be an actual artist.
Did you really?
Yeah, I had a watercolor girl.
That's awesome.
And I would do that.
But it was $400 for a 4x6?
No, it was like,
Oh, 8x10?
but she was like literally making.
Yeah, Julie, Alex's wife was young.
That's cool.
I used to do it for all my clients. Hilarious.
You can mail it to them for less than $10.
Well, and like one of my clients sent it to me the other day that they like hang it up above like where they keep their keys. So it's just kind of like cute. So
Be sure to put a business card in there, at least 1 or 2 business cards in the package, and a handwritten note. Huge. Put the handwritten note in on top of the picture so that, hey, I just thought of you, wanted you to have this.
Well, that's what I did. I took little Texas shaped note cards that I won from something somewhere. And I just put like, hey, I'm having fun playing with AI and I've got, you know what I mean? And that, like, people thought that was hilarious.
Awesome.
That's awesome. That's it for the meeting today. Thank you all very much. Next week, Walden Roofing, 9:45. Come for coffee and breakfast with Walden Roofing, and it'll be our first session. There are 3 or 4 CEs or at least training classes during the fall. So those weeks, you won't have homework. It'll just be doing the class that we're doing, and then we'll pick back up the weeks after that. And don't forget, Ryan Wright is going to do the appraisal process for us the second Wednesday of October the 8th. Ryan is going to go through all the new appraisal stuff that's coming out, that's being rolled out currently, because the appraisal forms are completely changing. And so Ryan has been taking classes for us. He's doing his homework to teach us, and we'll be ahead of everybody else. So thank you, Brian. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you for joining us online. Jen, Elizabeth, Patty, Angela. Bye, y'all.
Teach.
Everywhere. Austin,
Oh.
also has the Georgetown.
Are you?
You- you-